got everything you need to ready, set, go back to school.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for rejoining us again for a second edition with Aldo Gonzalez, the actor. For those of you who were listening in yesterday, you know that we were having some technical difficulties, and so unfortunately I got disconnected out of my own show, which very rarely happens. In fact, I don't think it ever has. So that was extremely frustrating. We were having an amazing interview yesterday. I enjoyed myself immensely. Aldo is a very multifaceted, very talented individual, and from what I gather, he just has a personality that's up and above, and I'm very amazed by him. And so I'm very excited that we get a chance to get to talk to him again. Today will be your opportunity, as I mentioned yesterday, to be able to actually physically call into the show once I get completed with the interview. And then this way, then you can share with him your thoughts, ask your questions, make comments. As I said, there will be a block of time here where hopefully we'll get an opportunity to have him come on the line and answer your questions. So he's not quite on here as of yet, so I wanted to just remind everybody, whenever you listen in, if at some point you cannot do an actual live episode and be on here to hear the entire thing, you can always go back the next day to Blog Talk Radio under Sam Crow Radio, and all of our episodes are archived. You can go ahead and listen to it at any given point in time. Certainly, I will post up links on this page as well as on my Facebook page and the Sam Crow Radio page that will give you access to be able to get in contact with the show itself. And then this way, then you can go ahead and listen to it. So I wanted to mention that. Second of all, just to talk about next week, Monday we are going to be having the fabulous, amazing comedian and former cast member, Carl McDowell, will be on the show this coming Monday. So definitely check out the Sam Crow Radio page, and you'll be able to find out what time and the details surrounding that particular interview. I also wanted to mention to you that at some point in time, probably after the next two shows, we're going to be setting up the actual Twitter page, in which case then it's an establishment already, but I'd like to be able to have the capability for individuals who can't get in either on the live chat or actually on the phone itself to be able to tweet either comments or questions or messages to me, in which case I can go ahead and forward that information to the guest that's on the line. This way, then, I'm thinking that we'll all have different ways to be able to get a hold of me. The lines can get very jammed, and it can be very difficult for individuals to be able to do that. So I want to be able to give you access as much as humanly possible. And again, like I said the other day, it's altogether possible for you to be able to forward those questions or emails or anything via the radio page, the Sam Crow page. My name is Cindy. Again, the last name is M-I-C-H. And so if you go to my personal page, you can either friend me or actually send me a personal request, in which case then I will go ahead and forward that information depending on the interview. And certainly, I'm the first advocate to let you all know that I welcome questions and suggestions as far as with guests, as far as to where the show is going to go in terms of things that you'd like. I came up with the idea last night, and I think it might be cool to have the various guests on, and then certainly over time we're going to offer different incentives, meaning giveaways, or particular things that I myself can get from business owners or celebrities or individuals, kind of just as a nice incentive to say thank you to all of you for taking your time to listen to the show and to support it. Obviously, both Sam Crow and myself are working very hard in trying to make this successful. So, without further ado, I'm going to stop yapping at you and get Aldo back on the line. Hi, Aldo.
Hi, Cindy. How are you doing today?
Let's hope we're going to do better today. I'm thinking nothing can possibly go wrong because I've spent, oh my God, I spent yesterday like on the line like, okay, can we fix this? What the hell? I was very, very flustered yesterday. We don't have technical issues often on this show, but when we do, it's just, I can't even describe to you how frustrating it is. So thank you so much for calling back in and being so patient. I appreciate that. And thank you for the kind words yesterday. That was so nice of you. I really appreciate it. And I have to say this one thing, though, but if Drew puts on one more picture of your son and he gets any cuter, I swear to God I can't stand it anymore. That little Bambino, it's like every day he gets so much cuter. I'm like, what are they feeding this child? Come on, really?
I don't know,
looked at him?
yeah. I don't know. He's looking, I don't know. I'm just tripping out looking at him and watching him yell and smile and either eat or just play around. It's a trip, yeah.
I gotcha. And what I should shout out to you is, I should let you know this. I was talking to your wife yesterday, as a matter of fact, and she had said something to the effect of, he was up all night or something, and she must be so exhausted. And I thought, oh, that poor woman. She's up with the baby, and she's taking care of her husband. And I thought, kudos to Dree. We got to give a shout out to her. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's got a family. I'm like, she's awesome. Not that you're not, but we got to give some props to the wife, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of goes
she's
without
very
saying.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yesterday I got sick. I was talking to you, and I was pretty bad, and last night I got worse, but today I feel better. So.
Are you sure?
My wife, yeah,
no.
my wife does a lot for me, and now she's doing a lot for our son. So yeah,
That's awesome.
She's wonderful.
That is. Good. And I'm hoping to get a chance to talk to her myself, actually. I just was speaking with her yesterday, and for those of you that don't know this, for my other radio show, I do a lot of reality TV, and from what I understand, Aldo isn't a big fan of that. That's what she told me. She's like, dude, I'm trying to watch my shows, and Aldo's just like, oh, my God, why is she watching all this reality TV? It just is funny. When we were talking about this, I'm like, yeah, I guess Aldo doesn't really dig the Real Housewives or the Mob Wives or any of those folks, huh? Not a big reality fan, are you?
No, not really. No, I'm not a big.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured. But I did talk to her yesterday, and I said, I think she's an amazing individual. So I said it might be a good idea. I'm going to be interviewing one of the Real Housewives probably in the next week. So I've asked her to actually co-host my show with me.
Oh, wow, that's she's gonna love
I thought I'd
that.
surprise you with that. I thought I would surprise you because I told her that yesterday. I said that to her. I'm like, Dree, do you want to come on my other show, and do you want to co-host with me? And she's like, oh, my God, I'm so all over that. So I think, she'll do it.
Gonna love that, yeah.
Yes, and I figured this way you'll get an appreciation for reality TV a little bit more if your wife's on the radio. So it should be a fun venture. But I'm glad that you came back. I know that we pretty much completed up most of the interview. There's just a few remaining questions I have for you, and then as I mentioned to the listening audience, that I would let them call in and ask whatever they would like. We had started, of course, talking about your character portrayal of Ernesto on, obviously, season, I'm trying to remember now how long they've been on, Anger Management with Charlie Sheen, of course. And we had talked about how you thought maybe Sons of Anarchy might in part have had some to play in terms of getting this particular role. And we talked about Charlie Sheen, of course. I was curious to ask you about how that particular set schedule happened to vary comparatively to, let's say, some of your prior projects. Did you find this to be more complicated, more intense, more complex?
Well, this right here, what we're doing with Anger Management is the whole thing was we shot the business deal that Charlie Sheen and his production company and Mark Berg's production company did it with Lionsgate.
Okay.
For FX Networks is that, okay, we're going to shoot 10 episodes, and if we hit a certain rating, then FX automatically has to buy 90. So that in total would be 100 episodes. When you hit 100, it goes into syndication, and that's it. You ain't going nowhere. Everybody could buy it, and then you're going to be on TV. It just runs and runs for year after year after year after year after year after year. So, yeah, so it did hit. When our first episode hit, it was the highest comedy on what do you call it, cable ever. That got, it was almost 6 million viewers. And the rest, it dropped a little bit after that, but it kept steady, and it surpassed what FX wanted. So they bought the next 90. But what we're doing is we're shooting, and the first 10 were the same way too. We're shooting really fast, so that's why we don't have an audience, because we're shooting so fast. Every day, within a couple of weeks, there's 2 or 3 episodes being shot.
Okay.
And now these 90 have to be done within 2014, within 2 years.
Wow.
So we're doing what nobody else has done. And, just constantly shooting, so it's quick. It's quick. You go in there, and this is a lot different than what I'm used to. First off, everybody's saying that, because there is no audience, we go in there and we practice. When they're setting up for one of the scenes, we start practicing for the scene after, or, a scene that we're going to shoot, and they just boom, boom. It's like a assembly line that's going on. It's crazy, because I'm just reoccurring. We're not in every single episode, but Charlie is in every single episode, and you know the way his lines speaking are, you know, like monologues, a lot of talking. So I see, and everybody else sees what he does. You know, he's in every single one, and he's just jumping from one to another, from one scene to another, or from one practicing a scene to another, and then after that going into makeup and changing, and then going inside and then start shooting the scene. And then during lunch or another time, we go back inside and we start doing the table read for another episode that's going to be coming up. So it's just all day long for Charlie, for Shawnee Smith, for Selma Blair, and some of the other cast. You know, they're just going at it. For us, it's not quite that much because, like I said, you know, we're recurring, but I'm fine with that, man. As long as they keep on throwing me in every other one, I'll be happy.
Sure. Oh, definitely. I imagine so.
Yeah, it's a lot faster pace, and it's quick. You know, when they want us, you know, all right, get up here. But then sometimes something happens. Okay, you know, we're gonna put you on hold. You know, just hold off right now. Hold off. Stay in craft service, or just wait. You know, give us another 10, 15 minutes. All right, we're done. Okay, come on in. Boom. We go inside. We do our scene. Once we're done, then okay, you know, we'll see you in the next one, and that's it, you know. But yeah, it's very fast paced on this one, but it's fun though.
Do you find that challenging in terms of just the faster pace because maybe you're not used to that per se compared to the other things you've been on?
At first it was, but I love it. I love the challenge. So it was a little different, but now I got the groove of it. And everybody else does too. So, you know, we just go in, okay, that's what we've got to do. Boom, just get ready.
Kind of like a finely oiled machine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you know, when we go in there, and even before, you know, we already know our lines. And then this is the thing too, you know, on this, what people don't realize too, on TV especially, they constantly change words, your lines. So we could, you know, they'll email us our lines. First, we'll go in there and do the table read. Then after that, maybe a day or two, they'll email us with changes. And then maybe they'll email us some more changes a day or two after that. Then we go in there, and the day of, we could go in there, sit down, and then do it. And if they don't like it, they'll stop it, you know, or after the scene, they'll come in and say, you know what, we didn't like that word, or we didn't like how that word flowed from your mouth. Can you say this instead? Or you know, just everybody didn't like that whole joke, so they just change it around for whatever reason. So right there, you just got to do it, and that happens a lot. And that's on, you know, movies, they don't do that on TV, and on this one where we're at, you know, that happens. So, you know, you're in there and you're like, oh, you know, did they change my lines? So you're in there, and you know, you just got to be prepared. That's the thing. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Fun.
Now,
Fun
I'm
and
curious,
exciting.
are most of your scenes typically, are you finding you've worked more so with Charlie, or have you had an opportunity to work with Selma Blair? I mean, what's she like, or has it just been isolated more so to just the one or just a few cast members?
It is only with Charlie because we are the prison group. So he comes inside, and, yeah, it is only with him. So he comes inside, and it's all of us, Darius McCrary, James Black, and Steven Tyler, all four of us right there. And then we got, you know, Charlie's best friend right there, Tony Todd. He's the guard. Right. So now, you know, they're allowing him to say words too, but it's us right there. And they dubbed us the Orange Crew already. So everywhere we go and everywhere they're starting to put up on Twitter and Facebook and everything, they're saying, you know, the Orange Crew for us. But, yeah, it's only us that are speaking with Charlie, that are interacting in the scenes for the show with Charlie. But Noreen DeWolf, she's one of the other actresses, the main actresses on it. She's like, you know what, it'll be fun. You know, this was one of the table reads. It'll be fun if Charlie gets to take all of us, because that's another of his therapy group, the one at his house, the main therapy group. She's like, you know what, it'll be really fun if we get to go over there with you guys inside the prison as a, like a, what would you call that, to learn from us, you know, to have a big therapy group. And we're like, yeah, that'll be fun. You bring all of you guys inside, and then we'll, you know, it'll just be a big a ball of chaos. So, you know, Charlie was laughing. He's like, yeah, that'll be great, you know. So all the producers heard and all the writers heard. If that'll happen, you know, we don't know. but that'll be really fun if they will come, like, you know, as a, you know, all of them just come and sit in with us. But after the scenes, I've spoken to Summer Bear, Shawnee Smith, to Noreen, to everybody. You know, we all sit down during lunch or during makeup and we talk. So everybody's really nice. Everybody's great.
Awesome. Now, I guess the other question I wanted to ask, and this is more of my own curiosity, do you ever find it to be kind of a surreal moment for you when you look back and you say, oh, my God, here's Sons of Anarchy, and it's wildly popular with millions of people watching it. Then you do the flip side, you come over to anger management, you have that same just millions of people. I mean, do you ever step back and look at this and you're like, oh, my God, this is my life. This is so totally cool.
Yeah.
Is it anything you've ever expected, or is it kind of like, wait a minute, this isn't Aldo? What's going on? I mean, do you have a hard time watching yourself or seeing yourself in these roles, per se?
No, I don't. When I was really young, like I said, when I was growing up as a young boy, I always had big dreams, and I always thought it was in music, though. I always thought I was going to play big concerts and travel and you know, be famous. But known all over the world, but as a musician. So this right here, when I see when somebody notices me or on the street or see myself on TV, it's a trip, you know. It is a trip, but I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm like, this is home. This is where, I guess this is my destiny. This is where I belong.
I got
so
you.
It's just like when I'm on set or anything like that, I'm home. You know, this is what I was supposed to do. I was born to do this.
So you've never had maybe any reservation or preoccupation in the fact that maybe, looking back, I should have gone into music, or maybe I should have ventured off into this. Any regrets in terms of where you've gotten to?
No regrets at all. This business, it is very hard, very challenging. Not too many people make it, and very few make a living out of it. So I'm gambling. I'm not a gambler. I don't gamble at all, but I'm gambling my life away on this right here. But this is I don't have a, you know, people say, well, you know, you're gonna do acting, you're gonna pursue acting, so you gotta do something else just to fall back on. I'm like, nah, you know, Mom.
Hello? Oh, no, don't tell me that this is happening again. Let me just see here. If Aldo's having technical difficulty, because I'm on the line, so I'm assuming. Let's just
Hello. Cindy,
hello?
Cindy?
Hello? Hi, I didn't lose you, did I? Okay, now I have you both on the line, just to let you know.
Cindy?
Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Oh.
Okay. Ooh, we're all on the line now, right? Everybody's here?
Yes, I'm so sorry to interrupt. This is Ann Jennings. I'm a Crow Eater admin. I listened all day yesterday to the whole interview, and then it got cut off, and I don't mean to interrupt and be rude. I just wanted to say to Aldo that I'm a big fan of yours, and I have much love and respect for you and your wife, Dree, and congratulations on your baby boy, Gage. And you just are an excellent actor on Sons of Anarchy and anger management. And Cindy, you're doing an excellent job also with your questions. I'm just very, very just honored to meet you, Aldo. That's all.
Thank you
That's
very
all
much.
I wanted to
know
say.
who you are, and I know who you are, and thank you very much for all the love and the respect, and I shoot it back to you 100 times more. Thank
you very much.
Now, before I let you go, Gal,
and I send you big hugs.
Before I forget to ask you, Ann, do you have a question for him since you're on the line? Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You wanted to ask me something?
No, I was just curious if you had a question for him, because I was going to talk to him for about 10 more minutes and then open the lines back up to having people ask him a question. But since you are on the line, I thought, well, if you have any questions for him, you may as well take your shot now.
No, I just wanted to say that congratulations on his baby, and that it was born on his birthday, January 2nd, right?
Whose birthday?
Yours?
Oh, no. My birthday's on November.
Oh, I thought it was born on your birthday.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm just so happy that you had a nice, healthy little boy.
We are very happy too. Thank you so much.
And Dree's beautiful.
Yes, she is.
Tell her I said hi.
I'll tell Dree. I'll tell Dree right now. Right now she's taking care of the baby, but I will tell her right now.
Okay.
All right, dear.
Yeah,
I'll
don't
let you
have
go and I'll
questions.
get back to him.
I'm sorry?
All right, dear. No, that's okay. I was just going to say thank you for calling in, and then if you want to call back in again, give me 10 more minutes with this guy. I want him all to myself for 10 more minutes, and I'll let everybody else have him.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, not a problem. I'll let you go. All right, dear.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Aldo.
Bye, Ann. Take care.
All right. I still have you, right, Aldo?
Yes, you do. Yes,
all right, just checking. Now I get you back to myself. I honestly wasn't quite sure there because it was an unknown, so I kind of clicked on it and I thought to myself, we'll just check it out there. Okay, there's really only two more questions that I really need to ask you about, one of which, of course, is about your theatrical career, and then, of course, obviously we're going to talk a little bit, if you're willing to talk a little bit about the script that you're working on, from what I hear. First off, though, let's talk a bit about theater performance. Obviously, there's nowhere near enough time in this particular show to chronicle all 27 film/video performances that you've had. And from the looks of your resume, by looking at it, I see that you've had a large volume of both dramatic and horror pieces. So I was curious to ask you if that was an intentional choice or not.
No, it's not an intentional choice. I want to do everything. Here's the thing. The way that I look, I'm stereotyped, obviously, in Hollywood and everywhere else, and that's okay. But I knew that a lot of it's going to be the drama, and especially me just being a thug and me dying, going to jail, robbing, kidnapping somebody, and they're going to come beat me up, and then that's it. But that's what got me into the door, but I want to do everything else. And I just don't want to do drama. I want to do comedy. I want to do romance. I want to be the first one. I want to be a dad. I want to be a lawyer. I've went in several times for lawyer, and many times I've been for detective. Still haven't got a detective role, but I went in many times for different big shows on TV and in movie. So the gangster role, the thug role is what's getting me in, but sooner or later somebody's going to give me a chance and put me into something different. And I want to do everything, horror. If I could do a Western, I'll do a, to cover my tattoos. I want to do everything. I just don't want to be the bad guy. I want to be the dad. You get it? I want to play everything. Whatever role you throw at me, I just want to play something other than myself. That's what acting is. I don't want to play myself. I can play myself. And if that's gonna take care of my wife and my son and help me take care of my parents and help other people, then I'm fine with that. But I want to play other roles too, and in different ones, sci-fi, everything. So yeah, it wasn't intentional, but it's what's been thrown at me. So that's all I could say. Yeah.
So do you think that you'll ever do like a Ron Perlman? Because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but recently, of course, he had done a film, in which case, obviously, he's in drag. So I'm curious to ask Aldo, would Aldo do drag too?
Yeah.
Really?
I would do it. I did an episode on the Hard Times of R.J. Berger. It's a teenager TV show on MTV, and I went in there for the role. The two main stars, the teenage kids, they came up to me because their PE teacher told them they wanted to go see Weezer, so they needed some IDs, fake IDs, so they come up to me to get fake IDs. So when I went in for the audition, it's, the guy's supposed to be like really off the wall, a maniac. So, I went in there, I did my thing, and for that casting director, I've already been casted several different times for other big movies.
Okay.
So when I went in there, I did my thing, and then I went this is the weird thing too. This is the first time that I took my wife before I went into the show. I went in for costume, for wardrobe fitting. So I took my wife. I go, let's go. So we went to the wardrobe fitting, and then we went inside, and I was speaking with the wardrobe ladies, and she was okay. Here's your wardrobe. Go inside into the little office and to the little room and change. I was like, no, I could do it right here. She was like, you sure you want to do that? I was like, oh, why? What is it? And I'm already thinking in my head, what am I going to wear? And sure enough, she's like, well, they got something different in mind for you. So she brought out some red Speedos and a smoking jacket, a blue smoking jacket. I'm like, what? Oh, and she starts laughing. My wife starts laughing. I'm like, it took me a little bit. I'm like, you know what? F it. This is for comedy. I'm going to do it. So I put it on, and sure enough, my wife took pictures, and they were laughing, and I'm just making a fool out of myself just right there. This is just in wardrobe. So now the day of, when we went to go film, I got there, you know, and I changed, and the creator of the show, David Katzenberg, came up to me and congratulated me and said that I did really, really great on the audition, and that the director that they had, he really loved me so much that he's like, you know what, I want him to dress like this. And that is, and I was wearing the director's personal own smoking jacket. So when I went and I did it, and you could see it, look it up, go on MTV, The Hard Times of R.J. Berger, and it's You, Me, and Weezer. That's the episode. And I'm on there for about 15 minutes, really good, because they come to my house and they come inside. So I'm going to go all out. So it's just, I'm in that red little Speedo, and I got that smoking jacket. So we go inside, and when they come inside, I open it up so you can see everything, sit down, and do the whole thing, and I'm acting crazy with these guys. All I get is phone calls and Facebook hits by my old homeboys and homegirls and my family saying, what the hell are you wearing, man? What is that, man? What are you doing? I'm like, man, that's what they gave me. That's what I had to wear. So if I'm going to do it, if I'm going to go out like a fool, I'm going to do it like a fool. That's just, you know, it's part of the job. And it's comedy, so I'm going to do it. I don't care. So everybody was laughing, you know, but it was for comedy, so I loved it, you know.
I love that spirit. I think it's so amazing. You have such a passion, just the way you talk about it. You're willing to try anything, willing to do anything, and that's refreshing. You know, you don't want to get stuck in a particular role. So some people tell me that you don't, like you're saying, the stereotyping and thinking, okay, well, Aldo looks like this, so he has to play this. It's nice that you want to go outside the box. I think that's very refreshing. And for those that don't know, obviously, I know you were elected at one point in time to serve in a director capacity in Confessions of a Pit Fighter. I wanted to ask you if this was a comfortable transition for you, meaning that you're used to being the actor part and then you become in somewhat of a director capacity. What's that like?
It was really fun because on that movie, Confessions of a Pit Fighter, I was the director's assistant. The director is a really good friend of mine, Art Camacho. He is a martial artist and a fight and stunt coordinator, and he's a director for a lot of fighting movies. So if you look him up on IMDb, that's his credits, a lot of big credits on that. So he specifically wrote a role for me on that movie, in Confessions of Pit Fighters with Armand Assante, Flavor Flav, Richard Hurd, James Russo. And that movie was about street fights in East LA, and it ended up going up to the richer side of town in Orange County. And so I had my role, and I brought in all the gangsters. I cast it. Well, I kind of cast it because I called them all up, and they allowed them to be in the movie. So I brought all of them, a lot of bikers, a lot of car clubs. So all of them, all the different locations in East LA. So I have credits on the movie for that. So I coordinated all of that. Got the homes, got the locations in East LA. I called up all the homies from different neighborhoods, and they came down, and bikers and lowriders. So they all came down, and we're shooting. We're just shooting, and Art Camacho, he just allowed me. He's like, you know what? Here, take this camera and go over there and shoot some of these scenes. Shoot some exterior scenes. Shoot this. So I was a director's assistant. I had a role in the movie. I got all the East LA locations. I got all the homies and all the bikers, and in several different points of the movie, he's like, you know what, I'll be shooting this right now. You take camera B, you take this little crew right here, all right? You guys listen to Aldo, he's a director. Go over there and just do what he said. Like, what?
Wow.
So we went driving off in Boyle Heights, all right, we're going to shoot this, and we're going to shoot it like this, and, okay, get these guys' faces or get this mural, and just go. And, yeah, they used several of the scenes, and I got credit for it, and I got credit for B camera director. So it's very nice, and I want to do more of that.
I imagine so. Did you find yourself that you had any particular roles that you favor, meaning that you like the comedic side as compared to the dramatic, the horror, the songs? Do you find that you favored one of those?
You know what? I would love to do all of them and continue to do all of them just to keep it fresh, so it won't be repetitive. But the two, it's hard, comedy and drama. But I think the comedy wins a little bit more because it just makes me smile and it makes everybody else smile.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
and I know this.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of figured you might say that, and I know this is probably an unfair question to ask you. Sons of Anarchy, anger management. If you had to pick one, which would you pick, and why? Now you knew I had to ask that question.
I can't choose. They're
really?
Both, if no, I can't choose because they're both great. If I was going to be on Sons as a permanent cast or Anger, no, I can't choose over both of them. They're both because they're both completely different. One's a drama, and I'm a biker. You know, I don't look like all them bikers, but I'm a biker. I've been riding since a little boy, so I love it. And you know, that cast is completely different from the Anger cast, and then the Anger is comedy. And no, I can't choose. That's too hard. Both.
I kind of figured.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before I go to our very last question, this is what I do want to say to you. I have very briefly watched your show, Anger Management, probably once. I'm obviously a diehard Sons of Anarchy fan. So I've seen you on there, and, of course, I watched Anger Management specifically just to see you. And so this is what I will tell you. Typically, I would have been the first one to say, I am never watching that show because I just haven't really been a Charlie Sheen fan. But in having this interview and listening to you and talking to you, I have to say you're probably going to get me hooked on your show now, and in large part just to watch you. So you should know that.
Thank you, man.
Oh, you're welcome. I'll just throw that in with my reality TV, and Dree and I can sit and talk about it and leave you out of the mix. So that's my compromise.
I'm going to call in. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to call in.
You do that, definitely. The last question I wanted to address before we kind of throw it out to the audience in terms of being able to talk to you, as I understand it, we touched on this yesterday a little bit, meaning that you're going to be promoting the band, which is just a bunch of Mexicans. And then, as I understand it, you've started work on a script. So maybe you could touch on both of those new ventures and kind of let people know what your intentions are in that regard.
Yeah, sure. With J-Bomb, just another bunch of Mexicans. So we've already been practicing, and I've already learned all their songs. My older brother, he's the bass player on it. And then we have Sergio Soto, he's the guitarist. And Dave Chavez, he's a singer. And Jerry, he's the other guitarist, and I'm on the drums. So they've been around since like the 92, 93, and they've been our childhood friends. And so now, after about 16 years, I'm playing drums again. So this year right here, and they've played, these guys, because I've seen them, me and my wife, we've seen them. They've played the Hollywood Strip, the Sunset Strip. So they've played at the Roxy, they played at the Key Club, they played at the Viper Room, they played at the Whiskey Go-Go. They've already done that. But they weren't always constant. So now that they got me, and I guess, you know, the vibe that all of us, because, you know, now we're all friends and we all knew each other since we were kids, they want to hit it bigger. And I'm like, man, if I'm going to get into the band, I want to do something. We're going to go all the way as far as we can, so get ready. So now, you know, we've been practicing. We finished our first brand new song, me with them collaborating. And all those songs that they've already had, I've thrown in my twist. And we play like, this is completely different from what I'm used to playing. I'm used to playing punk rock, hardcore, straight edge, death metal, grindcore stuff. So stuff to make your head bob and go into the mosh pit and jump off the roofs or jump off everything. But this music is more kick back, relax. It's like funk, groove, rock and hard rock. You know, it's a lot slower than the other, but it's still hard and it's funky, groovy, and so. I'm kind of happy now at this. I don't really want to play that fast no more. So we're going to start playing, and a lot of the stuff that we're going to do is we're going to be doing a lot of benefits. And the benefits that we're going to be doing is for different organizations, like for kids, for orphanages. There's one, Corazón de Vida, they're from Baja California, where they have 7 different orphanages. And we're going to be doing a lot of shows for them to raise money for them, you know, for pillows and blankets and toys for these kids, and other ones for cancer. I have another friend that I've been going. My wife and I have been going to a lot of events for cancer, and if not, to raise money for cancer. This is SBC Fighters, a really good friend, Joe Martinez. He does Christmas shows, and every year we went this year, and it's just buying toys and a big party for all the cancer kids, and their families are there, and it's just watching the smile on their face, and bringing in the food, and there's a Santa Claus right there, and these are kids where the majority are not going to make it. They're fighting, they're in chemo a second time, a third time, but just for them to be smiling, it's Christmas time and they don't have the money, the parents don't have the money, and just going in there, there's other celebrities right there. He's connected with a lot of sports guys, so there's a lot of Lakers and Clippers, but now he brought me in, so now next time I told him I'm going to bring in some of my actor friends and go.
Oh, no.
Yeah, make this bigger. Hello?
Okay. Oh,
okay,
sorry,
so yeah.
I wasn't sure. I had a little dead air patch there for a second, so I'm like, oh, don't tell me you went anywhere, because I know I haven't gone anywhere. We're not doing that again. Okay,
so we're doing
and then
that.
in terms of the script, maybe you could just give us maybe a small part of it, because I know as a writer myself, I never give anything away until it's fully done, but maybe you can share with us a little bit what you're working on.
Sure. Let me just finish really quick with J-Bomb.
Oh, yeah.
That we're going to start playing this year in different venues, and I'll be blasting it out on Facebook and Twitter and all that. So we're going to start playing, so whoever lives on this side of town can go. And also we're going to be shooting a music video for that, for our songs. So we'll be putting that up, so at least you ladies, all of my creative friends, everybody, out on Facebook could watch those. So that is our main focus for this year. So we're gonna really push the band too. So I'm doing my acting, but I'm really pushing on the band too. And then now for the script that you're talking about, my wife, she's a writer. She's a poet. She's crazy. She just writes. She gets on the computer and she types away, and I just hear the keys, and I look at her because I'm not really computer literate, and I see her, and I'm like, man, are you really typing stuff? I have to always look, or is she just doing whatever? But no, she's really typing. So. And she writes some great stories. So we ended up this one time, she had dead time, 3 or 4 days. So I told her, let's write a script. And we just started writing, and it was about, this script is in part, we're almost done with it, but it's half based on her story and half on her life and half based on my life.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that is our first script right there. I've wanted. She's been helping me to write, and everybody else has been telling me, because everybody hears my story and they're like, man, you gotta write your story. I'm like, I know, I do, I want to, but the stories that I'm gonna write is completely different. I'm gonna write what I know, and my stuff is really raw. It's from what I grew up with, so I'm gonna do that. But I gotta figure out, I'm gonna do it in small scales first. Now I'm going to write a small little short and then direct it and produce it and find other people to help, me produce it. But it's going to be the raw stuff of what I went through in my life in the streets. So it's not going to be Hollywood version.
Gotcha. And that's actually more unique, to tell you the truth. I think people are able to, the relatability factor, I think, is much better in that regard, meaning when you're dealing with something like that and not so Hollywood polished is what I call it. It's got a flair for it, and people can relate to it and understand it. And it gives them a bird's eye view of who you are instead of just the actor or just the dad or just the husband. It's a combination of all of those things. And I just know when that time comes and you hit it big, you're going to say, I'm going to remember that little Cindy Mich I talked to on Sam Crow Radio, and then you're going to call Sam Crow off, and you're going to invite us both to this big premiere, because I know that's what you're going to do. Throwing it out there. And I'm begging. Thank you very much. What can I say? It's one of those things. Now, before I forget, I do not want to forget about saying this, because we might get influx with calls and et cetera. I just want to do the rundown real fast so I don't forget anything, to let the people that are listening know this. Obviously, you have a Facebook presence, which is your name, Aldo Gonzalez. On Twitter, your handle is @actorALDO. The MySpace profile, is that current and recent as well? I just want to double check.
No, the MySpace, I haven't got on MySpace in a couple of years, so that's not current.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure of that, so this way I'm not directing people in the wrong way. And then, of course, I know that obviously you're on the IB IMDb movie database profile, clearly.
Yeah.
So people can go ahead and take a look at that. Now, last thing before I go to our first caller who's been patiently holding, fans. Fans want to go out and they want to meet Aldo. Where do they go? Can they go somewhere? Does he have a fan club? What's going on with that?
Say that one more time, Mo.
If they wish to meet Aldo, meaning if you've got fans, obviously people that follow you, individuals that want to meet you, are there going to be opportunities for them to do so?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be opportunities because, like I said, I go to different events. So there's going to be an event on the 25th. It's going to be Headlands, and I'm going to be posting that up. So I'll be there. I'll be there with other Lions. You're going to be there. Ted Alva's going to be right there. And then MC Pancho's going to be there, and the really good friend, the homeboy that's doing that is JoJo Devotion. He's a comedian, so he's doing that one. And then the month after that, Ted Alva's throwing his first show, and it's going to be a bunch of comedians too. And JoJo Devotion's going to be there, and we're going to play there too, J-Bomb. So that's going to be February. So I'll be posting. I'll be shooting it on Twitter and posting it on Facebook and all that. But yeah, there's different events that I'm gonna be going, or different places, and you know what? That's actually a good idea. I'll ask Dree, and she'll make a special day and ask and see if there's a day to meet and greet, and maybe like a coffee shop or something that we could do that. That's a wonderful idea, actually. Thank you very much. So
that's what I do for a living. Thank you.
I'll give that to my PR.
You do that. You set that up with your PR person and have her get right on that, will you? I am glad that I was able to help, and I was glad I was able to get that suggestion out there, because I always think it's a good idea for individuals in the limelight to be able to interact with their fans, not only necessarily on a radio show but also in person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I have let this poor person wait too long, so we're going to get going to the phone calls, if that's okay with you. Are you ready to answer questions that aren't mine? All right. Let's try this. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, you're on the
This
air.
is Carlin. Yeah,
Hi.
This is Carlin Langston. Hey, girl.
How are you?
Aldo, I'm great. Aldo, I love your show. Watch Anger Management a lot. My dad is a theatrical actor, and he's been in theater for several years, and he's always told me there are no small parts, there are only small actors. What does that mean to you?
There are no small parts, there are only small actors. To me, that means that there is no small roles, as a role is a role. Some people, a small actor, in the way that person feels inside, because, you know what, I wish I had more words. I wanted that role because it's more words, or had more time, on screen or outside in the theater in front of everybody. So there's, let me see, how can I explain that? There's no small roles because you could be noticed by 2 or 3 words that you do in a TV show, in a movie, and they will remember you. Mm-hmm. And next time, they will call you for something bigger. So there are no small roles. That's what he's trying to tell you. There is nothing. A role is a role. And if you get to say 2 words, 1 word, or just a look, and you do the perfect look because it is in a specific time that they want it, and it takes it to the arc of that scene, there is no small role, but they're small actors. I mean, their attitude, their inside character on how they take everything, especially on how they take a small role. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me, actually. And unfortunately, I think, oh, no, she got her call dropped. Oh, no, that stinks. She was just talking, as a matter of fact, 30 seconds ago, and now she seems to be disappearing. Hopefully she will call us right back, I hope. But I understand what you're saying. I get the mentality of where you're coming from in terms of that. I mean, I guess I look at it in terms of, like, your roles and some of the stuff that I've watched. Uh-huh. You portray it in such a manner where it's just, you can take something small and make it and contribute to it and make it a much larger thing than it is. You know what I mean? Like a bit part and just turn it into your own.
Yes, that's exactly.
That's what I see. But I'm not the actor here. You're the big Hollywood guy. I'm just little Cindy. So I'm just making that little assessment there. I am. Okay, I think Caitlin's calling us right back. Just a second. Hey, Caitlin. Hello?
Hello? Hey.
Hi. We lost you?
Yeah, you lost me.
Okay, we're back.
Sorry.
That's okay. You're back now.
So did that make sense, Caitlin?
It makes sense to me. Did you hear the answer, Caitlin, or do you need him to repeat it again?
I've been, I can listen to it on the recording. That's okay. But
okay.
I just wanted to say I really enjoyed his spirit. I thoroughly enjoyed both of these interviews. And, Cindy, if I owned a radio station, I would offer you a job. You're awesome host.
You are too sweet. Now, if you could offer me a husband, as I've mentioned.
I'm working on that. I have some very cute friends in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and shout out to Carla Bowen if she's listening. She's a Crow Eater, too, and I'm a huge fan of the Sons of Anarchy and of, basically everybody that's in the Crow Eating. I just think we have a great family, and I don't know what else to say except I better let somebody else call. They're going to hurt me.
Oh, no. That's quite all right, actually. Encourages for the good stuff. I'm glad that you called in, and I finally got to hear your voice and talk to you. And thank you so much for your kind words.
Well, you have my phone number. You know how to get in touch with me.
I do, my dear. I'm glad you called, and I'm glad you got to talk to Aldo. See, I'm not the only person I like to share with everybody, so that's very cool. Now I encourage everybody else to keep calling in. Definitely.
Okay.
Here, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, so that was my lovely Caitlin, actually, and I didn't want to forget to do this because I mentioned I wanted to do a shout-out to the individuals that are listening now or might be listening at another point in time, of course, about the Crow Eaters Club, because it's the only all-female group. We have 3,100 women and 40 cast members that are all on Facebook on Crow Eaters Club, so it's just amazing to me, and kudos to Sam Crow. I say this all the time, but I'm going to say it again. He just does an amazing job with speaking to cast members and helping to put this show together and hopefully helping it to be a ginormous success. I'm just amazed and fathomed by all the work that he does, and just putting that together is just just kudos to him. But I would say that all day long. I love me some Sam Crow, and you know him, so we know who we're talking about here. And Caitlin's question, I guess, brought a question to me, or a question in my mind, since we're waiting for another caller to come in here. Roles, as far as certain particular ones, because I know you're pretty open. Have you ever been approached by an individual director or otherwise that they've given you something to look at or read that you just passed on, or just thought, I'm just never going to be involved in a project like that? Lord, don't tell me we're talking to dead air again. All right, let's see if we've... Hello? Hi.
Hello, Cindy?
Hi. I was just talking to you, but I couldn't hear you. You couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. The phone took me somewhere else. I don't
No, that's okay. I have another telephone caller coming in, so just give me 2 seconds.
Sure.
Hello, you are on the air. Hello? Okay, apparently there's no one on the air. Do you hear anybody?
No, I do not.
No, there's nobody there. Okay, well, let's give this another shot then. We'll let somebody else try to get a call in here. Her question actually brought something to mind that I wanted to ask you, which is, out of all the individuals that approach you or people that come to you and say, hey, Aldo, I need to play this, have you ever read something or looked at something and said to yourself, yeah, I'm going to pass? Is there anything that would come along that you think, I just don't want to be a part of?
There has been, and I've passed on a couple of projects already that I didn't want to do. Yeah.
Okay. Are there particular genres or just things that you don't care for?
No, there were my roles, gangster roles, and the way that they portrayed them. I didn't want to do it because they weren't portraying it right. If you're going to do it right. And what they were going to make me do, as my character. So I didn't want to do it. And they were asking why, and I'm like, no, this is not the way we are. And this is the way, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right, because even though this is acting, everybody else. I've done it already for a TV show and for a movie. TV show a long time ago. I'll say the TV show. It was for Strong Medicine. That was a long time ago. They're not on air anymore. But I've done it for them the way that they wanted me, the words that they use, and just everything, the whole way that they were asking the character to go. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I went in there and I changed it around, and they got pretty mad. So
really,
I'm not going to do it. And then after that, have all of my family and friends are like, what the hell did you do? Who's that? Why are you doing it that way? So if we're going to do it, and you're trying to, if it's a drama and you're trying to show us like that, then yeah, I passed on a couple already.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. And that lends itself to another question. I know I asked Ted the same thing when we were talking. In terms of believability as it relates to Sons of Anarchy, how do you feel personally? How accurate is it? How often? I mean, meaning, how accurate would you say that Sons of Anarchy is? I mean, in terms of a parallel to Motorcycle Club Life, that sort of stuff. Do you think Kurt kind of nails it on the head, or do you think it's somewhat exaggerated?
No, he nailed it. And then obviously, not everything. There's a few things that have been thrown into the mix that are not. But that's very, very, very minimal. But he's hit it because I know a couple of clubs, and it's chaos. It's chaos, and it's just fighting and shooting. He hit it good. He nailed it. He nailed it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm curious about that all the time. I'm like, I'm just wondering, how much is for dramas for television, of course, and then how much is it the actual real live, day-to-day, this is how things are, because you want it to be as realistic as possible, of course, obviously.
Yeah.
Although, there are certain things that are there. I mean, have you ever found yourself watching the show and being moved, like, for instance, the scene I was talking about this the other day, Gemma had that scene, of course, where she had been abducted, and then she was up on the fence and all that good stuff. And that was very difficult. Do you ever find yourself just emotionally moved by watching the show?
Yes. Yeah, see, that's a good show. And the actors, you got everybody in there, for the most part, everybody in there is a seasoned actor. Mm-hmm. You got Ron Perlman, and you got everybody else, half of the people on Sons, all them guys are seasoned. Excuse me. So the drama that they bring in Katie Seagal, I didn't know that she could be like that. Because I remember growing up and watching her in Married with Children.
Yep.
As Peggy Bundy. So to see her in that role and what she does and how she does it is like, man. And, I saw her do her thing on set and looking at it, and it's great. But I watched the show when I see it on the show. And even before I went on there, I would watch the show, and to see her is like, man, she's good. She's good. And everybody in there, they're not everybody there is a new actor. They've had many credits, and just to be around them, and to watch them is crazy. It's good. So they bring in. Kirk does the writing, or other writers that help, and they put that in. But these guys and ladies, they just refine it, and when it comes out, it's really, really good, and that's why it's had so much success. Not only because it's a biker show, but the way that they act on there. And now, everybody wants to jump on in there. Everybody else that's in there, Danny Trejo, Jimmy Smith, all the different special guest appearances that come in. So, these are top-notch actors that want to join in because they know it's a great show, and not just because they're shooting and killing people, but of the acting too.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it's well written, it's well acted, it's presented in such a way like it just people can relate to it, and I think it's not just about the brotherhood. I mean, you have a love story in here, and it's more than one love story that goes on. And people that aren't in the motorcycle realm, I find, just enjoy it just because it's a well done show. You don't have to be a biker to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In my opinion.
The pain that Theo was going through, when he's trying to hang himself, that on the earlier episodes, and what he did against the club, and then how they killed off Ryan Hurst.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's just...
God, that was rough.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy to talk to relax, and just to chit-chat with. But it's a really great show. It is really great acted. It is really great written, and the production part of it is not even secondary, third. The writing is great, the acting is great, and the production just is like the cherry on top, you know.
Oh, I imagine so. And dare I go out on a limb to say it got enhanced just a hair bit because Aldo Gonzalez was on it as well. So you have more of a successful show. I got to give you some props, buddy. You probably don't ever hear this, but like 4 times every second, And since nobody's calling in to talk to us, I'll just keep talking to you because nobody else is calling in at this moment, which hopefully, yes, the phone lines are open, the chat box is open here. I'm certainly taking questions to give Aldo. I kind of thought it would be neat to ask you this question. Mm-hmm. If we, as the listening audience, took, one day and shadowed you, what's Aldo's life like? Not just as the actor, but just in general. What's a typical day for Aldo?
Oh, there is no typical day for me. I do. Typical day. There is no typical day. My life is chaos. I'll go to auditions, or I'll go to. There's days that I won't have auditions for 2 weeks. There's days that I'll have 4 auditions in one day. There's days where I'll have a meet and greet with old director friend of mine or producer friend or a new producer, have lunch and talk about a new project that they want to get in the works with, or sit down with an actor friend, go practice with the band, go out with my wife, obviously, a lot, and now it's going to be with our son, but, go out and eat in different, I like to try different things, so, I'll get my wife, because, she takes care of me really good, so I got to take her out, and we'll go around the town and either go visit friends, actor friends, family friends, just friends, and eat with them, or go to a restaurant and eat there. We live close to by the beach, so we'll go to the beach, or we'll go to the mountains, we'll drive, we'll go to, on the spur moment, me and her, we'll go to Vegas, we'll go to Tijuana, we'll go to Rosarito Beach in Mexico, so it's crazy. We'll drive up to Denver for a weekend to go visit my mom and my dad, because they moved out there about 5 years ago, and my sisters, so the only one that's here is me and my brother now. We have a lot of my mom's side and dad's side of the family here, but they're the ones that went out there. So, we'll drive. We'll go over there. So, yeah, I have no set schedule. I'm doing something different all the time. There's a new adventure all the time. Yeah. Amazing.
That's pretty cool, actually. Now, another good question that I was just thinking about as you were sitting here and talking, I said to myself, if we happen to have individuals who are going to be listening to the show either now or later, and they say to themselves, yeah, I'd like to delve into this. I kind of have a dark history, and now I want to kind of look for something to do with my life, and let's say that they're thinking of becoming an actor or director. Any advice you would give them or suggestions in terms of the business itself? What would you tell them?
With anything in life, not just in acting and directing, but whatever, if you want to do something different than what you were doing, especially if it's something rough and hard like that, you got to give up something to get something, especially in the beginning part. So you got to give up kicking back with your friends, with your homeboys. You got to give up hanging around your family. And because your family, it's sad, but your family is the one that knows you the most, your family and your really close friends. So when you want to do something different, there's some that'll kind of laugh, and because they know you, and they'll say, no, you can't do that, or why are you going to do that for? No. See, I was really blessed, and that none of my family and none of my friends say that, and then also I didn't tell them what I was doing until people started seeing me on TV.
Really?
Yeah, but if they want to get into acting, and acting, producing, directing, or anything other in life, just you gotta sit down, you gotta write down what you want on paper. You go 6-month goal and your 3-month and your 1-month goal, and then look at how to obtain it. If it's being a doctor, then okay, you got to go look for a school or books to start reading about that. But if it's acting, if it's specifically acting, then you got to go get headshots. So you got a photographer to go get headshots because you need headshots. Then you got to go online and then find either a manager or an agent or an acting school. You need an acting school, so you're going to need money because all of this stuff. So you got to find an acting school and then go to that acting school, and you can sit down. They have free classes, one class. You can audit the class, and then if you like that acting school, then you pay for it and you go once a week or however many different times that they offer it. And then after that, start finding different web companies that you can submit yourself for roles. If you do not have an agent or a manager, and you start submitting yourself, and go on from there. Start doing some background.
Now, I'm also curious to ask you the question, if I said to you right now, if there was one particular male or female in the acting realm that you would just die to work with, or even a director, who might it be?
Oh, there's too many. There's too many.
Really?
I cannot think of anybody right now.
Really? Not one person?
Yeah. I'm not going to give you one person. I'll give you a lot of people.
Sure.
I'll give you Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Robin Williams.
Oh yeah.
I'll give you Robin Williams. I'll give you let me see, Brad Pitt, George Clooney.
Oh yeah. That's a list. That's an extensively good list, though. Those are very seasoned actors.
More. Yeah, there's a lot more. So
now I have one more. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go.
I have one very important question for you, and then I think I can probably let you go finally, which I hate to do because this has almost been like sitting and shooting the breeze with one of my dear friends, and I've appreciated this time very much, my friend.
So have I. Thank you.
My question to you is, looking 5 years down the road, professionally and personally, what does Aldo want to have happen? Where are we going to find him later on? What's going to happen with you, do you think? What would you like to see happen?
Down the road, I'm gonna star in my own movies. I'm gonna be a leading man, and I'm gonna come up higher in the community, as in for awareness of different stuff. Be more of a philanthropist, an activist, but I'm gonna go as high. All I can say is I'm gonna go as high as the stars that I can go in acting, directing, producing, all of it. I want to do it all. So I'm going to go as high as I can. 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line, I want to be in another TV show, acting in a different role, completely different other than the gangster role, and then doing movies, obviously the same too, but starring. I want to do action too, because I do all my own stunts. So I want to star in a movie like that, but just be further ahead in credits. As an actor, credits as in writing, have my wife and our script done, because we're in our final draft. So after that, we got to change. Also, too, we got to change the names because we don't want nobody getting mad. So we got to change the names of the characters, and then have that shot. And if not that script shot, then another script that we're gonna write, because she's starting to write another one, and then have my little shorts, me. Written and shot, and 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line, be a good dad, and also just continue to grow. I don't want to stop growing. I just want to continue growing and be in the community, and also and the band too. Just tour. I want I've never done that. I always want to do that. So with this band, I want to get signed. All of us want to get signed and pull out a CD and tour to the world, and play music and give that up, and then have some of our music in movies. So I got a lot. I got a lot. Travel the world.
But here's the real question.
Yes.
I'm sure that we are going to have like 17 more babies, right?
No, one baby, just one.
That's it?
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah, there's so much that we both want to do, and not only me or her. You know, she's a writer, and I'm pushing her. I'm pushing her to get into the business. She doesn't want to be an actress, but I'm pushing her to get in to be either a manager or to be a PR. So I want her to get into the business. So she's already helping with me, and then also with our band. You know, throwing us out there. So I tell her, you know, you're really good at this. You're really good at this. So you got to continue. And she loves it, you know. So
amazing.
She has a lot of other dreams too that she wants to do. So, but the writing especially, and then you know, there's too much for us to do. So with one son, we're good because then we could show him all the love and the attention. I don't want to have a lot of kids and then just push them aside because there's a lot of other things. It's unfair. There's a lot of other things that I want to do and my wife wants to do and then we want to do. So now with just one, our son, then we could do it as a family. We could go to wherever we want to go, travel the world, do things, take him. I can take him on set. You know, I could take him on auditions. I could show him and give him one-on-one time. And then I'm happy. I'm happy. And my wife, she says that she's happy too. You know, just one and we're good.
That's amazing. Absolutely. Well, this is what I can say, Aldo, in conclusion. Remarkable comes to mind. That's all I can say. You just warm my heart. You're really an amazing person, and you're far more faceted now that I've seen that you're more than a piece of paper. I mean, obviously you research your potential individuals that are coming on your show, and I found out that you have an amazing amount of layers. You're really a very credible man. Remarkable. Like I said, I'm very fortunate to have had the time to talk to you. I'm hopefully will continue to be fortunate to know you. I would be very angry if you do not come back to Sam Crow Radio at some point in time, even if it's just to talk. You know, just to talk, say, hey, what's going on? Pimp your next project, whatever the case may be. We like having you around, so I would love to have you come back again. Certainly, at any given point in time would be absolutely lovely. And I am very, very happy that you're allowing me to have your wife on my other radio show. I think that's going to be a wonderful project. And I'm looking forward to seeing your new marketing page, which is going to have your meet and greets on it, which we talked about today.
Yes. And I just want to
great things.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Cindy. You're wonderful. I had a blast, and I wish you much success and happiness in your life.
Oh,
and,
thank you.
I'll be more than glad to stop by again and pop in and when you and Dree do the reality thing, I'll call in and I'll say a couple of questions too.
Score. That's absolutely awesome. You can direct it right to your wife. Just as long as you're nice. You have to be nice because we love our reality TV, so you don't want to be dissing too much on the people calling in. But
yes,
I
just want one more thing too. I want to thank everybody that's listening, everybody from the Crow Eaters and just the Sons of Anarchy fans and friends. Now I've met a lot of new people, wonderful people, great people from not only the United States, all over the different states, but from around the world. And it's because of that show. I've only done 2 episodes, but it is ridiculous on the new friends that I've made because of Sons of Anarchy. And I just want to thank all of you for the love that you show me on my page. And just, I don't know what else. If I could meet everybody, if I could have everybody in front of me.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to thank for all the love and respect that everybody shows me, and I'm just shooting it back into my wife, too. So all of you, I just want to thank you, and especially you, Cindy, thank you for this interview.
No, not a problem at all. And, of course, I want to send out one more shout-out to Sam Crow, of course, because without his due diligence in getting this set up, this wouldn't happen. So, Sam Crow, he's an awesome guy.
Oh, yeah, Sam, yeah. Thank you very much. You're a great guy. Really good.
Exactly. Yes, well, I'll let you get back to your baby and your wife and your weekend. I will let you go, and we'll be staying in contact, I'm sure, dear. You have a good weekend.
All right. Thank you, Cindy. You take care, too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. That was my final exclusive interview. I'm so excited. Aldo Gonzalez, again, thank you so much. Thank you to Dree. Thank you to Sam Crow. I had an amazing time. We made it through the interview with no cutoffs, basically. So that was even more awesome. I just wanted to make a quick note that this coming Monday, the 14th, we're going to be having Carl on my show. Carl McDowell, the comedian / Sons of Anarchy cast member. That's going to be happening at noon Central Standard Time. Today, again, I'll be posting up on my personal page all of Aldo's information and, of course, over the weekend, information about Carl, so you can read up or look up on him. I appreciate everybody listening. I hope you had a good time. I'm open to comments and suggestions. Like I said, just come to my main page. Let me know if you liked it, you hated it, talked too much, not enough. Give me some comments. Give me some suggestions. I would greatly appreciate it. So you all have yourself a nice weekend, and I'll be talking at you on Monday.
What you doing? Ran out of space on my phone, so I'm deleting some stuff. Bye, singing dog. Bye, goal.
I pronounce you.
Bye, wedding ceremony.
Stop. At Metro PCS, you get 2 free phones with twice as much memory.
Really? Don't say bye to your memories. Switch to Metro PCS and get 2 free LG K20 Plus phones with 32 gigs when you switch 2 lines. Metro PCS. Wireless. Figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included in phone price. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Ready? Okay. We got paper, yes we do. Micro notebooks, pencils, glue. We got crayons every hue. School supplies for your whole crew. Target's got everything you need to ready, set, go back to school.